Hello friends, welcome to CC Live Lectures. Myself Aditya P. Tripathi. I'm a faculty member from Shamlal College Evening in the Department of Commerce. This is actually a lecture series on management accounting, and the topic of today's discussion shall be marginal costing. This is going to be part 7 of our lecture series on management accounting, and today's lecture is basically focused upon decision making with reference to export order. Now let me first tell you what is export order and what kind of decision we are supposed to take as a management accountant. So when we say export order, suppose I'm a business enterprise, I'm running a business enterprise and dealing with domestic market, and I got some offer from overseas that I need to deliver certain products, I need to export, and I have to take a call whether I should accept that order or I should enter into the export market or not. So that's a decision in front of us which we have to make. But remember, while going for accepting export order, there are certain things which we have to keep in mind. At times for export orders, the price is less as compared to what you are getting in domestic market, because there are certain other things, certain other duties which you may have to bear with when you are going into the export market. So in management accounting, we have to first understand how to deal with the situation of export order, and second is whether to accept it or reject it. And when I am saying accepting or rejecting, remember it is totally dependent upon the profitability of the proposal, whether it is profitable or not. So if by accepting export order I am somehow contributing to the profitability of the business enterprise, definitely I am going to accept it. So in all situations, whenever you are dealing with the export order, the only basis for giving answer or judgment in yes is if it is adding to my profitability, if it is somehow increasing my profitability by remaining with the existing capacity of my plant, then obviously I am going to say a big yes to this export order, because it is going to expand my market. Apart from what I am doing into the domestic market, if I am able to increase my profitability by selling goods into the foreign market, then obviously it is going to be a good decision. So with this agenda, I am going to tell you that how we are using marginal costing, how we are using variable costing for taking this decision of dealing with export order. Now when we talk about export order, the first and the foremost thing which is there into the back of our mind, that there are some special circumstances when you may have to reduce your selling price below the variable cost. Normally in market situation, we are being taught that we are not going to sell any product less than the variable cost. But in case of export, in case of some export orders, there can be a situation where we can think of selling below the variable cost, and we may recoup, or we may adjust the balance, the loss which we are bearing in case of export market. In case of foreign market, that can be recouped from the domestic market by increasing the price in the domestic market. So at times you will come across a situation where in domestic market the prices are comparatively on the higher side as compared to when I am going to sell it out in the export orders. So there are different other situations where we may have to sell products, we may have to keep our selling price below the variable cost, and export order is one of them. And remember that out of other situations, this is a situation where the parameter for decision changes in relation to domestic market. So what is the rule of game in domestic market, that will not remain in case of export orders as well. So there are certain other things which we have to keep in mind, and that I am going to tell you what we have to keep in mind while taking decision of export order. Remember, my dear students, we have to keep this thing in mind, that we are always starting our decision making process, or we are always starting our analysis process with this motive, with this apprehension, or with this thought that we have to accept the order provided it is increasing to the profitability. So we are not negative about it. We are starting our journey of decision making with a positive note that yes, I am going to accept it provided it is adding to my profitability. Now I will tell you what are the other factors which we may come across while taking decision for export orders. Now what are those? Let me tell you. While dealing with export order, the first and the foremost point is you will have to ignore fixed cost, because this is the cost which we always try to recoup or recover from the domestic market. Because whether this order is received, now the question comes, sir, why are we ignoring fixed cost? Answer is very simple. We are already dealing in the domestic market, and machinery is already installed into our factory. So whether I go into the foreign market or not, in all situations to come, this is my standing cost, this is my sunk cost. So while going for taking a decision of accepting or rejecting an export order, the first thing which I am supposed to ignore is the fixed cost. So I'll not bother about retrieving fixed cost from abroad, from export orders. Rather, I'll think of only recovering or recouping the variable cost in case variable cost is received, or at times if we are having some benefits from government schemes. I'll tell you about certain schemes where government is motivating you to accept the export order so that you can contribute positively to the government exchequer of foreign currency. So forex reserve can also increase. That is another aspect of, indirect aspect of accepting an export order. So the first and the very important point is that while dealing with export order, what will be our first don't, that we'll have to ignore fixed cost. So I'll suggest you ignore fixed cost. Don't bother about the fixed cost when you are taking a decision regarding your export order decision. Second point, which is there in front of you, which I have already discussed, that you may have to sell your products in the foreign market at a lower price as compared to what you are charging in the domestic market. So suppose if you are charging in domestic market 100 rupees, you may have to charge 90 rupees or say 95 rupees or 85 rupees in the foreign market. Reason is very simple. The first point already clarified, that since we are ignoring fixed cost, we are not bothered about retrieving the total cost. Total cost is supposed to be only variable cost. So the second point is being elaborated by the first point itself, that we are ignoring fixed cost. So obviously the selling price will be at lower price in the foreign market as compared to what we are charging in the domestic market. And the third point, which I told you while making our discussion, that at times you are shouldering the responsibility of earning greater amount of foreign exchange, and for that you are quoting a selling price which is significantly lesser than the variable cost. So the question comes from where I'm recovering that amount which is still irrecovered. Answer is very simple. You are recovering it from the benefit, the benefit of the export subsidy which you are getting from the government. So if I take example of Government of India, it has so many schemes for promoting exports. So if I wish to avail those schemes, then definitely I am going to give preference, greater preference to selling in the foreign market. So that can also be an indirect motive for me to enter into the export market, right? So with these points in the back of our mind, I will have to start our decision making process. Will have to start our analysis process, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you, that how to deal with an export order. So rule of thumb is ignore fixed cost. You may have to sell your products at lower price than what you are charging in domestic market, and obviously that loss is going to be recouped from the subsidy or export subsidy which you are getting from the government, right? Now I'll explain or elaborate this entire situation, this entire process with the help of a numerical problem. I'll put in front of you a practical problem and shall elaborate you how to go for dealing with this kind of situation step by step, right? So suppose if here is a problem in front of you. There is a company called LK Limited. It is currently operating at 80% capacity with following details. Now when I am saying 80% capacity, it means whatever capacity of plant you have, you are working at 80% of that. Suppose if your plant can produce 1 lakh units, you are producing 80,000 units as of now. It means you are still left with 20% of additional capacity. So the first very line is clarifying you that you are presently operating at 80% of capacity, and the details are given to you. Sales figures are given to you 32 lakh rupees, direct material given to you is 10 lakh rupees, direct labor 4 lakh rupees, variable overheads 2 lakh rupees, and fixed overheads 13 lakh rupees. Now here you will have to look at all the numerical figures, numerical values, with some intention of analyzing, with some analytical dimension. Suppose I am saying sales 32 lakh rupees. Now here the question has not explained you the selling price per unit, nor they have told you or provided you the number of units or selling price. So total figure of sales 32 lakh rupees is mentioned. So it means you will have to first calculate the sales at 100% capacity, or if you wish to calculate that what will be the sales at 100% capacity. So if at 80% it is 32 lakh, simple proportion we shall apply to compute the sales at 100% capacity. Right. So sales 32 lakh rupees is given. Direct material, obviously in that proportion it will increase. By chance in this question there is no information regarding per unit cost and number of units of material, labor or variable overheads. But one point is clear, that fixed overhead is constant, that is 13 lakh rupees. So even if you are working at 100% capacity of the plant, then too you will only incur 13 lakh rupees on account of fixed overheads, right? So this is the first part of your problem. Now let's move ahead. What else they are saying? There are certain conditions. Now with this information or regarding our production process of LK Limited, the company is informing you that we have received an export order and it has been received, but the condition is that it is going to utilize 50% of the capacity of the factory. Now my dear students, you'll have to keep this thing in mind. Your plant is having a total capacity of 100% only, and if you could see closely, already you are working at 80% of capacity. So if you add 50 into 80, it will become 130, 130%. Now question comes, can we work at 130%? Answer is no. Our maximum limit is 100%. We cannot go beyond the capacity of the plant normally, unless otherwise mentioned in the problem. So here export order is received for 50% of the capacity of the factory. So we'll see to it how we are going to deal with it. Let's first understand what other informations are given in the question. Now for this export order, another condition which is in front of us is, which is normally there in case of all export orders, that this order cannot be split. So you cannot say that out of 50% of order I am going to receive 20% or 10%. No, either you accept it in full or you reject it. The same is written here. It has either to be taken in full and executed at 10% below the normal domestic prices, or rejected totally. Now this is the condition. At times you come across certain exhibitions that there is a cancellation of export order, cause of that we are having this exhibition and selling at lower price. And this situation comes in practical life, it comes cause there is a condition into the export order, either you accept in full or you reject it. So this question is also having the similar condition, that either you accept the entire order in full or you reject it. And for execution the price need to be 10% below what you are charging in the domestic market. So there are you are actually behaving like a situation where either you have to take complete the order in full, or you execute or you reject it. But for execution, price will be less than 10% what you are charging from domestic market. Now question is asking you that these options are available. Option 1, reject the order and continue with the domestic sales only, which means stay happy with what you are having right now. So either you reject the order and continue with the domestic sales only. This I can recommend, provided I am having some quantified logic. Second option is accept the order, split capacity between overseas and domestic sales, and turn away excess domestic demand. It means say no to domestic customers, except first you cater to foreign market, that is export order, then whatever is left that you try to provide in the domestic market, and turn away excess domestic demand. That is second option. Third option is they are asking you additionally computation of profit in case company is going to say complete no to export order and working at full capacity in domestic market, that is 100% capacity in domestic market. So with this information, my dear students, now I am going to tell you the procedure of attempting this question. This question seems to be very complicated, but I am telling you, I promise you, it's not at all complicated, provided you understand the basic rule of accepting the export order. So let us first start our journey, how to go for attempting this kind of situation, this kind of question when you have to make a decision regarding export order. So let us first go to a working note. what we'll do, we'll have to prepare a comparative statement of profitability and we have to suggest the best alternative. Remember, in all decision making process of marginal costing, our ultimate motive is that we have to suggest the best alternative. So let us see what we have to do first. We'll first do the calculation of cost or selling price at 100% capacity. So let us solve. At 80% capacity, your present demand is how much? 32 lakh rupees. Now if I make it 100%, very simple. If at 80% it is 32 lakh, what it will become when I am going to produce at 80% or work at 100%? So 80% 32 lakh, at 100% it will be 32 lakh into 100 divided by 80. Simple proportion of mathematics I have applied here, and we computed the sales to be 40 lakh rupees. So what was 32 lakh rupees at 80%, it has now become 40 lakh rupees at 100%. So when you are working at 100% capacity, your the selling price will become 40 lakh rupees. Now if I have to split it into domestic and foreign market, that is export order, 50% of total capacity, that is 40 lakh, will be 20 lakh rupees. So if you ask me, sir, what is the selling price in the domestic market, we'll have to first compute this selling price at 100%. And that I told you how did we calculate? 40 lakh rupees, 50% of that is 20 lakh, right? So this is your domestic sales. Now coming to the export order, as the question stipulates that in foreign market you are going to charge 10% lesser than what you are charging in domestic market. So in domestic market for 50% you are charging 20 lakh rupees. So in export order, if I compute 50% of 40 lakh, it becomes 20 lakh. But remember, I shall have to deduct 10% of this 20 lakh cause my export price is less than 10% of what we are charging in the domestic market. So 10% of 20 lakh becomes 2 lakh. So I would say selling price of my export shall be 18 lakh. Now this is the point which we very often call as point of common mistake. This is the point where most of the students, they commit mistake. They assume that my present demand is 32 lakh. By mistake, they are considering it to be 100% of sales. They are making 50% of it. They calculate 16 lakh and 10% out of that they are deducting or subtracting. But that is a wrong practice. Remember, it is not saying whatever you are selling right now, of that you are going to get 50% in the export order. They are saying whatever capacity, whatever total capacity of plant you have, out of that only 50% shall be in the export order, right? So 40 lakh rupees is your sales at 100% capacity. This is going to be your sales, and this working note is very important for you for computation of selling price of export. Now after doing this initial computation, I'll show you how we are going to prepare statement of profitability. Now this is the point where you learn how to compare the existing situation of profit with that of what if I accept export order. What if I go for exporting? So let me show you statement of profitability. If you look, there are simple 3 columns here. Particulars, we are working at present 80% of capacity and propose that is 100% capacity when I am going to accept export order. Now remember, my dear students, in such situation, always remember we follow the step marking system. So it is always advisable first do the calculation at present. First calculate what is my present position, what is my present level of profitability, and then compare it with that of your proposed. What if I go for accepting the export order? So I'll first confine myself to initial 2 columns only. I would go for writing sales domestic only, that is 32 lakh. Remember, this 32 lakh rupees is given into my question itself. 32 lakh rupees, from where it came, it is given into the question itself. Now in the second column, I am only writing what is given into the question. I need to first deduct variable cost, that is direct material 10 lakh rupees given in the question, direct labor 4 lakh rupees given in the question, variable overheads 2 lakh rupees. When I aggregate all 3, it becomes rupees 16 lakhs. So 16 lakh rupees is my total variable cost. Format of the statement is the same, that is what we have been doing in case of marginal costing, sales minus variable cost. What we get contribution. So 32 lakh minus 16 lakh gives me contribution, that is 16 lakh rupees. Now this contribution, as I told you, it contributes towards two things. One is fixed cost, another is profit. Fixed cost given in the question 13 lakh rupees. So I would say at present, while being at the level of 80% of my operations, when I'm working at 80% of my plant capacity, I'm making a profit of rupees 3 lakh. Now this is my present profit. And my dear students, you'll have to always keep this thing in mind, that after accepting this order, your profit of this 3 lakh rupees acts as a limit. Your profit should never be less than this 3 lakh rupees. Because when I'm going to accept an export order, obviously if it increases my profitability, I will say yes, otherwise I would say a complete no to it. Why to accept this order if it is not increasing my profitability? What is the point of entering into that hassle of export order when it is not adding to my profitability in any manner? So let us first compare the existing profit with the proposed one. Now what is the proposal? Proposal was either you accept order completely or you reject it. So I assume that I am going to accept the order completely, and that is the only condition. So 50% I am going to accept, 50% of your sales, 40 lakh rupees was total sales, 50% of that was 20 lakh, and I told you 20 lakh minus 10%, that is 2 lakh, you will get export, the selling price of export to be 18 lakh rupees only. So now I would say that whatever is in residue, whatever is in balance, that only I am going to offer to my domestic customers, to my domestic clients, because I have no other option but to comply with the export with the conditions of export order. An export order says either you accept in full or you reject it. So we decided, we chose to accept it. So domestic sales is 20 lakh rupees, that is 50% of total capacity. Export order is 18 lakh, so total sales becomes 38 lakh rupees, right? Now out of this 38 lakh rupees, I will have to calculate the cost at 100% capacity. So all variable cost, all components of variable cost, that is direct material, labor and overhead, they need to be recomputed. Now this becomes the second point of mistake, where students assume that variable cost also remains the same. No, a variable cost changes in direct proportion with that of production. So if at 80%, and very simple, it is very simple to calculate it. At 80%, if my material consumption is 10 lakh rupees, what will be at 100%? Very simple, 10 lakh into 100 by 80, that gives me 12 lakh 50,000 rupees. So I would now write direct material to be 12 lakh 50,000, not 10 lakh. For direct labor, the same formula, 4 lakh into 100 by 80, it gives me 5 lakh rupees. So what I was spending on account of labor at 80% capacity, that is 4 lakh, now it has become 5 lakh. Variable overheads also changed from 2 lakh to 2 lakh 50,000. So after aggregating these three components of variable cost, I am coming to know that my total variable cost becomes 20 lakh rupees, and sales is 38 lakh, visible to you. 38 minus 20, that becomes your contribution, that is 18 lakh, and out of this 18 lakh, obviously your fixed cost remains the same, 13 lakh, you would say that my profit is 5 lakh rupees now. So if you ask me at this point of time that, sir, whether we should accept the export order, I would say yes, because this was the only notion which we had at the very outset, that if somehow the acceptance of export order results into increment of my profit, I don't mind accepting it. I should rather grab this opportunity, because it is increasing my profitability significantly. So while remaining in the domestic market, confining myself to the limit of 80% of capacity, I was only making a total profit of 3 lakh, and now I have got this profit to be 5 lakh. So it's a significant jump. So I should accept this export order and reduce my supply into the domestic market. So this was answer to the first point, that what is my profitability, whether I should accept. I would say answer is yes. I would tell you how to write in the statement format, how to write the interpretation or inference of this entire computation process. So I hope you must have understood what we are doing here. We are comparing the present profitability with that of proposed. We are making a fair comparison, and once we got this value that now the profit has increased from 3 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees, we will give a judgment that yes, we should accept. Now what if we are going to compare another situation, that is, what if we are going to say complete no to export order and try to increase demand in the domestic market, so that we can reach to the level of 100% of our output, so that we can work at 100% capacity. Very simple. sales is given here. We are actually saying that 20 lakh rupees and 32 lakh rupees was for present capacity. 20 lakh rupees was 38 lakh rupees was for export. And what if I'm going to sell everything into the domestic market? So I have simply added another column after the first two comparisons, and I would now confine to the last column only. What if I go for selling 100% in domestic market? Obviously my selling price will increase, because there is no decrease into the selling price as it was in case of export. So my selling price becomes 40 lakh rupees, and less the entire variable cost remains the same, 20 lakh rupees. My contribution becomes 20 lakh, and when I deduct fixed cost out of it, that is 13 lakh rupees, my profit becomes 7 lakh. So I would say, in case somehow you are able to create demand in the domestic market to the tune of 100%, then obviously your profit will be maximum. But as we all know, why companies are going abroad, why companies are looking at the overseas market? Because they actually try to expand their customer base. And in domestic market you may have huge competition. So that can be a situation where you are going for making this kind of comparison. So by making use of marginal costing, I told you how to go for accepting or rejecting an export order. What you would write, that I have written here on the screen, that since acceptance of export order results into increase in profit from existing 3 lakh to 5 lakh, hence the export order may be accepted. Most of the times my students are coming to me and asking, sir, how to write the inference? So this is the way you have to write. So my dear students, with this I came to the end of this export order situation. I hope you must have understood. I'll very soon be coming up with some other questions. Thank you so much.